So my name's Adam Weitsman. I'm from upstate New York, and I've been living in upstate for my whole life. I don't know. I'm kind of like a sort of like a hermit in a way, and like just social media is sort of like a diary that I can, put stuff out there because privately, I don't really talk to too many people, and I sort of stay by myself. But when social media came around, I got on Instagram pretty late and just started doing it as a hobby. And so we're in upstate New York, which is definitely a blue collar area, and I wanted to be able to, like, when I have experiences, to share them with people. So originally it was to share with all my friends in upstate New York. I mean, I'm not really an influencer. I try to maintain a positive message and try to be somewhat inspirational because I've had a roller coaster life and stuff like that. Been up, down, hopefully back up now, but I was in prison for a year and had some hard times, but it just just want to show people that even when you're down, you can still have a good comeback if you want it bad enough. Yeah, I love upstate New York. I mean, I was born and raised there. It's I like the people there treat me really nice, and people are really kind. People are kind here in the city too, but that's home base. So no matter how if I work hard and get more successful, that'll always be my home. I still have the same house that I had for I got some other houses, different places. I have the same house I've had for 30 years. It's the same. It's a tiny house in a very modest neighborhood, and I'll always keep that because I want my daughters to grow up. I don't want them to be fooled by some of the flash of the other stuff I've been doing. So we still grow up in the same house. I want my daughters to be in that kind of setting. His name is John Davis. He's from Syracuse, New York. Really nice, young local guy that's works really hard in his shop, owns his own shop, has probably, I think, 3 or 4 tattoo artists in his shop. He's also a friend of mine. Well, I met him on social media, just like talking back and forth, and I saw his work, started following him, he started following me, we just built a mutual friendship. I really wasn't really big into tattoos, really till I met him. And I just had some small ones, just my daughters. My daughters are like my best friends, kind of. So, and I always hang out with them. So, then my oldest daughter, she's 10, said, why don't you get something really cool on your back? She loved it. She's really cool. She's like a tomboy, so she loved it. She would come down when I'm like in agony and stuff like that, and she sat me through it. So, a couple times I wanted to tap out, but I didn't want to look weak in front of my kid. So we just started looking in, just looking around to see what kind of ideas, and I felt like in life, I wasn't really that smart or really average looking guy, average height, average pretty everything, and I felt I was like the underdog growing up, so I wanted to create that, or sort of like that theme is what I sort of wanted to go with, and then David and Goliath was sort of what we found. We worked with John to come up with a pretty cool rendering, and it took a long time, but it was worth it. We did it every week. We did a session about every week. I think it was 6-7 hour sessions. It just resonated with me because I felt like I've been facing like uphill battles my whole life. Still everything's still life's still a process, but I feel like I'm in a pretty good place, like happy-wise and stuff like that. So that's why I view success. It's not about cars or jets or all that crap, because that's just like surface stuff. It's just, I feel like this year, I found happiness, and I think a lot of it, this tattoo added to, it sort of like symbolized this year was a good, happy year for me. This is during, COVID, when, there wasn't much going on. We had, a good time to plan it and everything like that. So, it looked different in the beginning. Like, what he decided, I wanted it a little more realistic. It didn't originally, I don't think, start out that big, and then it just morphed into bigger and bigger, and the more we talked, and it was just a fun experience. He did a great job, but plus he's such the nicest guy, so I was like happy to be able to, part of the biggest thing was I was happy to support him during tough times, because I think it was a tough times for a lot of artists then. We just hit it off, and we're still friends, and he's gonna do the next, we're doing a front piece next. I'd probably do my whole front, like chest and everything, so we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do on that. So that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about now. He's a really great guy, and he's just, it's funny because we don't have anything in common, but we just get along so well, so it's nice. My background's fine art, even though I sold out years ago to the corporate world, you know, the industrial world, but it was really fun because I felt like, you know, I could get some of my artistic, you know, past, you know, with just being able to talk about it back. You know, it was great, and he was great. I mean, he deserves all the credit because it's his baby. I'm just borrowing it. You know, he deserved the recognition because we're a small town upstate, you know, so not a lot of people see the talent that's, you know, outside the big metropolitan cities, you know. When I was 18, I got a tattoo of the Sobe bottle lizards. It was like the worst tattoo ever. It was like, I don't know what I was thinking, but I got that, and it was all blurry, and it was green, and it was on my lower back, so it was probably the worst tattoo of all time. I was with a girlfriend at that time, and it was a Sunday morning, we were walking by tattoo shops, and I think they were closed, and they had an intern there that did it for $20, and I was trying to think of a design, and she was drinking the bottle, and I was like, oh, let's do that. And that's what you do when you're 18 and you have $20. And so I got teased about that tattoo for maybe 35 years, you know, because it was just bad. It was just overall bad. And so he did a nice cover on that. And my girlfriend back then was from Mexico. She didn't speak much English. I didn't speak much Spanish, so I don't know if she liked it or not, really. So I couldn't really tell. This one was 10 years ago, and these two were 3 years ago. Yeah, this is my daughter Clover, and this is my daughter Monroe and Ray. The twins were at the same time. The one I got covered up, the Sobe one, was when I was 18, so that was 34 years ago. And then the one on my arm, I think that was like 6 or 7 years ago. I think it was just like a walk-in. It was a nice kid that did it, a kid from Binghamton. You know, it's a nice shop there, and I wanted to go and support him, so he had me in and got me in, and we just did in, you know, a couple hours, and that was it. You know, so he was a nice guy. Yeah, I like it. I mean, I know it's not like the style of today, I guess. That's what, you know, people say, but I like it, and it was at a good, you know, I did it at a time it wasn't so great for me, so I'll keep that one on there. The other one, though, I couldn't keep. I just could not get beat up anymore by, like, every single person. Even, like, my mom thought it was bad. And she's, like, this old Jewish lady. She's like, that's horrible. I'm just like, oh.